Well, let me thank all of you for coming out, and let me thank my colleagues. Senator Schumer has been a real advocate of these issues and been tremendous on our committee, and just over and over again, the gift card issue particularly has been very thoughtful on as well. Bernie Sanders, of course, has spoken. I've listened to him several times now in the last, in fact, even on the stimulus bill and other matters, cares about the issue. It has been a tremendous addition by putting out his booklet of, he asked people in the state and across the country to share their stories about credit card abuses, and that's been very valuable for us to have. So I thank my colleague from Vermont. John Tester of Montana, again a member of our committee and been a tremendous asset in developing this bill in the committee and a real help to us. Mark Udall of Colorado, again very helpful to us and tremendously supportive, gave a great speech I thought yesterday on the issue as well, and so I thank you for that. And then Samantha and Don Moore here, constituents of mine from Connecticut who I don't think we appreciate enough when people who've been through something like this are willing to stand up in a very public setting and describe what they've been through. And they've had a story that unfortunately is not unique. We talk about anecdotes, and I think the assumption is these are rare occasions. I think all of us who are members here could share and bring different Moore families to this podium from all of our states that would tell similar stories. But I was so impressed with what Samantha and Don have been through in Connecticut and what they've had to bear as a result of the credit card abuses that I thought their presence here today would be worth listening to. And let me just say we're on the brink and close to adopting what is unprecedented legislation, providing real relief to consumers and credit card reform. We've spent a lot of time over the last number of months, and I think properly so, on trying to help stabilize our financial system in this country. A lot of attention has been paid to banks. A lot of attention paid to institutions that are major players in the finance needs of our country, and that's been valuable. We haven't spent enough time directly, in my view, in helping out, other than through the foreclosure efforts, helping out consumers that are struggling every day. They're falling further and further behind. Put aside foreclosures and job losses, just their earning power has not been able to keep pace with the cost of living. And one of these burdens has occurred in the credit card area. These are not made-up numbers. It's 70 million accounts, 70 million. Between 2007 and 2008, watch their interest rates go up. Some because of late fees, many because of just any time, any reason, increases in interest rates have been imposed on them. 1 out of 4 families have been adversely affected by that. Every day we hear about stories where credit limits are reduced, interest rates increased, penalties imposed for almost no reason whatsoever, or the termination of cards without any justification. This has been an assault on the American consumer that is growing by the hour. This bill couldn't be passed any time too soon. The bill's effective date is 9 months from enactment. Every day we delay in getting this done is one day further consumers will have to put up with these abuses. So I know my colleagues feel as strongly as I do about getting this legislation done in the Senate. I've had very good conversations with Barney Frank, who's been tremendously helpful on this legislation, as have our House colleagues, passed overwhelmingly the credit card reform bill there. And the President of the United States has been outspoken in his support of this. And none of us can underestimate the importance of having an American president, at least on 3 occasions I know of in the last couple of weeks, has singularly spoken out about this issue in his determination to have a bill on his desk in which he can sign. So I'm very grateful to all who've been helpful. We came out of our committee in the narrowest of margins, a 1-vote margin in the Banking Committee. I've never been able to carry this bill in the past. I've been at it for 20 years. The most votes I've ever gotten is 32, I think, on a bankruptcy reform bill. So you can imagine my sense of joy in watching a committee pass a bill out on credit card reform, watching your colleagues, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Dick Shelby, Richard Shelby, my Republican counterpart on the Banking Committee, who's joined me now in the substitute proposal, bringing together a bipartisan proposal with a strong support from consumer organization groups all across the country that have endorsed this proposal. It's a rare occurrence when you get that kind of unanimity around an idea like this. So I'm very grateful to my colleagues and anxious to see this bill become law. When you get rates that go from 12 to 27%, when you get credit limits that go from $31,000 to $4,000, when you watch people get penalized for phoning in or emailing in a fee or a balance due, and you're penalized for that, then the system is so broken it needs this reform. And so we have done that with this bill, and I'm very hopeful, of course, that the proposals will be on the President's desk, as he hopes, before Memorial Day. And with that, timing is always important.
I should probably have learned a long time ago never to try to follow 6 distinguished senators and my wife on and a microphone on any subject, but I did want to make two brief comments. First of all, my approach to our American Express problem, as I mentioned to Justine in the hallway, was to go down to New York City to the American Express building and go and yell at them. Samantha said, "I've got a better idea. I'm going to write to Senator Dodd." And I am by nature a skeptical person, Senator. I must. The response that we got was outstanding. It was unbelievable. And so I guess one of my comments today is that it's very nice and heartwarming to know this is the way the system's supposed to work. That our senators and our representatives respond to problems with consumers. And just as a side comment, I'm here in Washington today because I'm a member of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. I'm on the Small Business Council. Just Monday morning, we were talking about the impact that these abuses have on small business. A lot of my colleagues in small business, they're sole proprietors, they're small personal services firms. They can't get commercial credit. They don't have the assets and those kinds of things. There are thousands of small business owners across this country who finance their business, get working capital through these credit cards. And so when somebody lowers a credit card limit from $30,000 to $4,000, and a business owner is using that line of credit to make payroll or whatever, this is a huge issue. And so I think the positive impact of this legislation, not just at a personal level, which Sam has adequately described, I think, but also at the level of small business owners is outstanding. So I want to thank everyone. This is, as a citizen, as a taxpayer, of course, it's terrific. And I thank you very much.